Hello students and good morning. So now I am doing class for class 10. The topic is the same topic that we were doing in the last online class. The topic is real life problems related to different solid objects. So this is your continuation class. So same exercise, let us work out exercise 19, page number 266 from the book GANIT PRAKASH for class 10 by West Bengal Board of Secondary Education. And in the last online class we did up to question number 12. So let's do this question number 13. So the question number 13 is half of a tank of 21 decimeter length, 11 decimeter breadth and 6 decimeter depth is full of water. So that means there is a rectangular parallelepiped shaped tank whose length is 21 decimeter, breadth is 11 decimeter and the depth is 6 decimeter. This tank is half filled with water. Okay. So now if 100 iron spheres of 21 centimeter diameter is immersed completely into the water of this tank, then let us calculate the rise of water level in the tank. That is in decimeter, you have to calculate it. Okay. The त्यो tank जुन चाहिँ छ, it is half filled with water. अब त्यसमा के हाल्यो 100 spheres. 100 spheres of 21 centimeter diameter each. They are immersed completely into the water of this tank. Now we have to calculate the height of the water level raised. So if the spheres, 100 spheres are immersed completely into that water, the height of the water level will be raised. So you have to find out the height of the water level that is raised. Is the question clear now? So let us draw the figure now. So this is a tank, rectangular parallelepiped tank, right? This is a tank. It is of shape rectangular parallelepiped. Is that clear? So now its length is 21 decimeter. Its length is 21 decimeter, right? And its breadth is 11 decimeter. And its breadth is what? 11 decimeter. And depth means its height. Its height is what? 6 decimeter. So its height is, this is, the height is 6 decimeter. Okay. Now it is half filled with water. It is half filled with water. It is half filled with water now. It is half filled with water. It is half filled with water, right? It is half filled with water. So this tank is half filled with water. Okay. Now into this water 100 spheres are immersed. So 100 spheres are immersed out here. You know the shape of a sphere? That is a tennis ball is the shape of any sphere. Football is the shape of any sphere. Okay. So how many spheres are there? 100 spheres are there. So if 100 spheres are immersed into that water, naturally the height of the water level will be raised. Okay. Suppose the height of the water level is raised by 8 decimeter. Suppose the height of the water level is raised by what? 8 decimeter. Okay. Suppose the height of the water level is raised by 8 decimeter. So you have to find out the height of the water level raised in decimeter. Suppose 8 decimeter is the height of the water level raised. So in this case, what happens is that that 100 spheres, each of diameter 21 centimeter, are immersed into that water. So if 100 spheres are immersed into that water, naturally the height of the water level will be raised. Okay, so you should know that in this case the volume of the water level raised will be equal to the volume of all these 100 spheres. That is, volume of these 100 spheres is equal to volume of the water level raised, or the volume of the water level displaced. Volume of the water level displaced will be equal to the volume of this 100 spheres, whose each diameter is 21 centimeter. Is that clear now? So now let us find out the volume of a sphere. So this is the solution now. So now diameter of each sphere. So what is the diameter of each sphere? It is 21 centimeter. So let us convert into decimeter. So if you convert this centimeter into decimeter, so decimeter is the higher unit of length. So you have to convert this centimeter into decimeter. Decimeter is the higher unit of length. So if you convert this centimeter into decimeter, you have to divide it by 10. So it is 21 by 10 is equal to, so if you divide 21 by 10, so after 1 there is 1 0. So you have to write down decimal point before one figure from the end. That is, it will be 2.1 decimeter. So this is the diameter of each sphere. Therefore, its radius is equal to 2.1 by 2 decimeter. Is that understood? Now let us find out the volume of each sphere. So volume of each sphere is equal to, what is the formula? 4/3 pi r cube, which is equal to 4/3 pi into, what is r whole cube? 21 by 2 whole cube. What is the unit? It is decimeter cube. So now this is the volume of each sphere, that is volume of one sphere only. So how many spheres are immersed into that water? 100 spheres. So what is the volume of 100 spheres? You have to find out the total volume of 100 spheres. It should be multiplied by 100. Therefore, total volume of 100 spheres. Therefore, total volume of 100 spheres is equal to, it should be multiplied by 100. So 100 into 4/3 pi into 2.1 by 2 whole cube. This is decimeter cube. Okay. So we have calculated the total volume of 100 spheres. So it is 100 into 4/3 pi into 2.1 by 2 whole cube decimeter cube. Okay. Now in this case, you have to find out the height of the water level raised in the tank. Okay. Let the height of the water level raised, let the height of the water level raised in the tank be its decimeter. Let the height of the water level raised in the tank be its decimeter. So now let us calculate the volume of the water level raised. Now in this case, what is the length of the tank? 21 decimeter. What is the breadth of the tank? It is 11 decimeter. What is the height of the water level raised? It is its decimeter. That is, this is the length of the tank to 21 decimeter. This is the breadth of the tank. This is the length of the tank. This is the breadth of the tank, that is 11 decimeter. And its decimeter is the height of the water level raised. So what is the volume of this water level raised? So यहाँ जुन चाहिँ अलिकति volume increase भयो, यो जुन चाहिँ पानी छ अलिकति इन्क्रिज भयो, यो पानीले पनि के को शेप लिन्छ? ट्याङ्ककै शेप लिन्छ. So what is the volume of the water level raised? That is this length into breadth into this height. Okay, so now let us find out the volume of the water level raised. Therefore volume of water level raised. So volume of water level raised is equal to, what is the formula? Length into breadth into height. What is the length out here? It is 21. What is the breadth out there? It is 11. Into what is the height? H is the height. This H is the height. So this is decimeter cubed. Okay? जब त्यो 100 स्पियर्सहरु कम्प्लिटली डुबाइयो पानीमा, त्यति बेला चाहिँ this height of the water level will be raised. That is, the volume of the water level raised will be equal to the total volume of the 100 spheres. That means this total volume of the 100 spheres will be equal to the volume of the water level raised in the tank. Is that clear? So let us write here, therefore volume of water level raised, volume of water level raised in the tank is equal to volume of 100 spheres. That is, volume of water level raised in the tank is equal to volume of 100 spheres. So let us write here, therefore, what is the volume of the water level raised? It is 21 into 11 into H. Is that clear? Next is equal to, what is the volume of 100 spheres? It is 100 into 4 by 3 into pi into 2.1 by 2 whole cube. It is 2.1 by 2 whole cube. So I think you have understood it. So let us simplify it further now. Or 21 into 11 into H is equal to 100 into 4 by 3 into pi means it is 22 by 7 into 2.1 by 2. It is multiplied thrice, because 2.1 by 2 whole cube means 2.1 by 2 is multiplied thrice. So it is 2.1 by 2 into 2.1 by 2. So let us simplify it now. So here you can cancel 7 ones are 7, 0.3. 7 threes are 21. So it is 0.3. 3 ones are 3. It is 0.1. Is that clear? Next, this 2 twos are 4 gets cancels. So 2 ones are 2, 2 11s are 22. Right? Next, this 11 and this 11 will be cancelled. So let us write down the remaining terms here. 21h is equal to, this is 100. This is 1 by 1, you don't have to write. This is also 1 by 1, you don't have to write. This is 0.1. This is 0.1 into, this is your 2.1 into, this is 2.1. Is that clear? Now divided by, whole divided by, this is 1, 1, 1, 1. That is 1, you don't have to write it. So again this 21 will be cancelled. It is 0.1. Is it clear now? So let us simplify it. Or h is equal to 100 into, what is 0.1 into 0.1? Actually 1 ones are 1. So after decimal point there is one figure. After decimal point there is one figure. You have to write down decimal point before two figures from the end. There is 1 0 point into 2.1. Is that clear? Or now it is h is equal to 100 into, what is 0.01? You can write it in terms of fraction. 1 divided by, after decimal point there are two figures, write 2 zeros and 1 into 2.1. So here also this 100 gets cancelled. So h is equal to, what is it? What is it? It is 2.1. It is what? It is 2.1, right? This is 2.1. What is the unit? It is the decimeter. So now you have to calculate here the rise of the water level in decimeter. So what is the rise of water level? What is the rise of water level in the tank? It is 2.1 decimeter. That is, height of the water level raised is equal to 2.1 decimeter. That is the answer. So therefore, height of water level raised, height of water level raised is equal to, what is the answer? It is 2.1 decimeter. It is 2.1 decimeter. So this is the final answer. So I think you have understood it. So this question is very, very important. You can mark it. You can revise it at home. So let's do next problem now. So now we'll do the next question, that is question number 14. The question number 14 is that let us determine the ratio of volumes of a solid cone or solid hemisphere and a solid cylinder of the same base radius and the same height. So yeah, you have to find out the ratio of the volumes of a solid cone, solid hemisphere and a solid cylinder of the same base radius and the same height. तो यहाँ हामीले के बुझ्नु पर्छ भने यो क्वेशन राम्रोसँग बुझ्ने पहिला. You have to find out the ratio of the volume of a solid cone, a solid hemisphere and a solid cylinder. So the condition given here is of the same base radius and the same height. यो कोन को हेमिस्फियर र सिलिन्डर को बेस रेडियस चाहिँ सेम छ. ठीक छ? अनि हाइट पनि सेम हाइट भनेर भन्दैछ. भनेको radius of the cone is equal to height of the cone. Radius of the cone is equal to height of the cone. And you know that hemisphere मा त के हुन्छ? Radius of the hemisphere is equal to height of the hemisphere. Okay? Also in case of solid cylinder, base radius is equal to the height. Base radius is equal to height of the cylinder. So now in this case, let us write here the base radius and height of the cone hemisphere and the cylinder are same, right? So now let radius of the cone is equal to radius of hemisphere let radius of the cone is equal to radius of hemisphere is equal to radius of cylinder is equal to r. So we have assumed the radius of the cone is equal to radius of the hemisphere is equal to radius of the cylinder is equal to r. The height पनि के हुन्छ? r नै हुन्छ. That is height of the cone is equal to height of the cylinder. Height of the cylinder is equal to height of the hemisphere. Height of the hemisphere is also what? R. Is that clear? That is, height of the cone is equal to height of the cylinder is equal to height of the hemisphere is also R. Now let us find out the ratio of the volumes now. Therefore, ratio of volumes is equal to cone is to what? Hemisphere, right? Hemisphere is to what? Cylinder. Is to cylinder. Okay? So what is the formula for volume of the cone? 1/3 pi r square h. So it is 1/3 pi r square is r square. H means also r. Is to, what is the volume of the hemisphere? You know that it is 2/3 pi r cube. It is 2/3 pi r cube. Is to, what is the volume of the cylinder? Pi r square h, isn't it? So it is pi r square. What is h here? H is also r. I think you have understood it. So in case of ratio, you can cancel the similar terms here. Here pi will be cancelled, right? So it is 1/3 r cube is to 2/3 r cube is to, this is your r cube. Again, these similar terms r cube can be cancelled, which will be equal to 1/3 is to what? This again, this r cube and r cube will be cancelled. 1/3 is to 2/3. 1/3 is to 2/3 is to, that is your 1. R cube is cancelled, that is 1. But you have to write down the ratio in terms of whole number. So in the denominator there is 3, 3, 3 and below 1 there is 1. So let us take the LCM of 3, 3, 1. What is the LCM of 3, 3 and 1? That is 3. So you have to multiply all these fractions by that LCM 3 in order to convert them into whole number, right? So it is 1/3 into 3 is to 2/3 into 3 is to 1/1 into 3. So here this 3 will be cancelled. This 3 will be cancelled, which is equal to 1 is to 2 is to 3. So this is the final answer. So what is the ratio of volumes of the solid cone, solid hemisphere and solid cylinder? It is 1 is to 2 is to 3. So that is the final answer. So I think you have understood it. So you can copy it. Now we'll do the next question. So now we'll do question number 15. So the question number 15 here is the external radius of a hollow sphere made of lead sheet of 1 centimeter thickness is 6 centimeter. So there is a hollow sphere. Hollow sphere भनेको चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि भित्र चाहिँ खोक्रो भएको, भित्र के पनि नभएको, त्यसलाई हामी के भन्छौं? hollow sphere. So here the external radius of a hollow sphere is given as 6 centimeter. And what is the thickness of the hollow sphere? It is 1 centimeter. Suppose this is a hollow sphere, right? This is a hollow sphere. Take sir. This is a hollow sphere. It is of thickness 1 centimeter. Suppose this is a sphere, right? So what is its external radius? What is its external radius? External radius of the hollow sphere is 6 centimeter. It is 6 centimeter, right? And what is its thickness? Your thickness is kati cha? This thickness is 1 centimeter. So this is a hollow sphere. Hollow sphere भनेको चाहिँ भित्र sphere भित्र के पनि नभएकोलाई हामी के भन्छौं? hollow sphere. And it is of thickness 1 centimeter. Okay? त्यो hollow sphere को thickness चाहिँ कति छ? 1 centimeter. And what is the external radius of the hollow sphere? It is 6 centimeter. Now, if melting the sphere, a solid right circular rod of 2 cm radius is made, then let us calculate the length of the rod. अब के गर्छ यो hollow sphere लाई मेल्ट गर्यो, गलायो, गलाएर एउटा राइट सर्कुलर रड बनाइन्दैछ जसको रेडियस कति छ 2 cm radius. So you have to calculate the length of the rod. You have to calculate the length of the rod or the height of the rod. That means यही जुन चाहिँ hollow sphere छ, यही hollow sphere लाई गलाएर नै राइट सर्कुलर रड बनायो. त त्यो राइट सर्कुलर रड को भोल्युम र यो भोल्युम अफ द hollow sphere के हुनुपर्छ? सेम हुनु पर्यो. Is that clear to all of you? So now let us find it. Let us do the solution. So external radius of the hollow sphere. External radius of the hollow sphere is equal to, what is the external radius of the hollow sphere? External radius of the hollow sphere is equal to 6 cm. So what is its thickness? So thickness is equal to, it is 1 cm. So what is the internal radius now? So internal radius of the hollow sphere, let us find it. Internal radius of the hollow sphere. Internal radius of the hollow sphere. How can you find it? This whole radius minus 1 cm. That is 6 minus 1. Which is equal to 6 minus 1 is equal to how much is that? 5 cm. So what is 5 cm here? This is the internal radius of the hollow sphere. Now let us find out the volume of the hollow sphere. So okay, how can you get it? So volume of the hollow sphere, volume of the hollow sphere is equal to, what is the formula? It is 4/3 pi within bracket R2 cube minus R1 cube. That is 4/3 into pi and within bracket external radius whole cube minus internal radius whole cube. That is this whole volume should be subtracted from this internal volume. This whole volume should be subtracted. That is this internal volume. In order to get the volume of the hollow sphere, this internal volume should be subtracted from the external volume. If the internal volume is subtracted from the external volume, then you can get the volume of the hollow sphere. Okay? यो सबै भोल्युम जुन चाहिँ छ, यो सबै भोल्युमबाट चाहिँ यो internal volume चाहिँ के गर्नुपर्छ? माइनस गर्नुपर्छ. Then you can get the volume of this hollow sphere. Now, the volume of the internal volume, that is the internal volume should be subtracted from the external volume in order to get the volume of the hollow sphere. Is that clear to all of you? So now this is external volume minus internal volume. That will give you the volume of the hollow sphere. Is it clear to all of you? त यो जुन चाहिँ बाहिरको भोल्युम छ, एक्सटर्नल भोल्युम, त्यो एक्सटर्नल भोल्युमबाट चाहिँ यो भित्रको इन्टर्नल भोल्युम चाहिँ घटाउँदा के निस्किन्छ अरे? भोल्युम अफ द hollow sphere निस्किन्छ. That is the volume of the, that is the internal volume. The internal volume of the sphere should be subtracted from the external volume of the sphere in order to get the volume of the hollow sphere. That is, volume of the hollow sphere is equal to 4/3 pi within bracket R2 cube minus R1 cube. That will give you the volume of the hollow sphere. Okay? So is equal to 4/3 pi, keep it as it is. Now within second bracket, what is the external radius? R2 whole cube means external radius, that is 6 whole cube. That is 6 whole cube minus, what is R1 whole cube? That is internal radius whole cube, that is 5 whole cube. Second bracket is closed. Is equal to, this is 4/3 pi within bracket What is 6 whole cube? It is 6 6 are 36 into 6. That will give you 216 minus, what is 5 whole cube? 5 5s are 25, 5s are 125. So which is equal to, this is 4/3 pi into, let us subtract it, 6 minus 5 is 1. 6 minus 5 is 1. Now 11 minus 2 is 9. And this is 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay? So that is this much cubic centimeter or centimeter cube. त अब के भन्दैछ, यसैले नै गलाएर एउटा राइट सर्कुलर रड बनाइँदैछ. अब राइट सर्कुलर रड, त राइट सर्कुलर रड र यसको हलो स्फियरको भोल्युम चाहिँ के हुनु पर्यो? सेम हुनुपर्छ. ठीक छ? Now let us calculate the length of the rod. So let us assume here, let the length of the right circular rod be h centimeter. Let the length of the right circular rod be h centimeter. So what is its radius? So radius of the rod is equal to 2 centimeter. So let us calculate the volume of the right circular rod. Therefore, volume of the right circular rod is equal to, this is pi r square h, which is equal to, pi remains as it is. What is r whole square? 2 whole square into h, which is equal to 2 whole square is 4 pi h. This is centimeter cube. Is that clear? Now I already told you that यही hollow sphere लाई गलाएर नै मेल्ट गरेर नै यो राइट सर्कुलर रड बनाइँदैछ. भन्छ यो दुईटाको भोल्युम के हुनु पर्छ? इक्वल हुनु पर्यो. You should know that. It should be understood that the volume of the hollow sphere should be equal to the volume of the right circular rod. That means you can equate 4 pi h is equal to what? 4/3 pi into what? It is 91. So I hope you have understood it. So from both the sides you can cancel this 4 and this pi will be cancelled. So what is the value for h? It is 91 upon 3. So let us write it in terms of mixed fraction. So now 3 divides 91. It is 3 3s are 9, cross 1 0 0 1. What is the remainder? 1. So it is 31 upon 3. What is the unit? It is centimeter. So what is h here? It is the height of the right circular rod, or the length of the right circular rod. Length of the right circular rod is equal to, how much is it? It is 31 upon 3 centimeter. So this is the final answer. So what is the length of the right circular rod? It is 30 whole number, fraction is 1 upon 3 centimeter. So that is the final answer. So I think you have understood it. So you can copy it. Now we'll do the next question. So now we'll do the next question, that is question number 16. So the question number 16 is the cross section of a right circular parallelepiped wooden log of 2 meter length is a square. तो यहाँ क्वेशनमा के भन्दैछ, एउटा रेक्टेंगुलर parallelepiped छ. The cross section of this rectangular parallelepiped wooden log of wood is a square. त त्यसको जुन चाहिँ बेस छ राइट सर्कुलर द्याट इज रेक्ट्याङ्गुलर प्यारालल पाइपेटको जुन चाहिँ बेस छ द्याट बेस इज अ स्क्वायर त त्यो बेसदेखिको लिएर माथिल्लो पोर्सनसम्म नै के छ भनेको स्क्वायर छ भनेको द्याट इज अ रेक्ट्याङ्गुलर प्यारालल पाइपेट एन्ड what is the length or height of the rectangular parallel pipette? It is 2 meter and each of its sides is 14 decimeter in length. That is the base of the rectangular parallel pipette is a square and the length of each side of the square is 14 decimeter in length. Is that clear? Next, if this log of wood can be converted into a right circular log of wood by wasting minimum amount of wood, then let us calculate the amount of the wood that will be remained in it and what amount of wood in meter cube will be wasted. Now from that rectangular parallel pipette, by wasting minimum quantity of wood, a right circular log of wood is made. And what will be the volume? You have to find out the volume of the right circular log of wood in meter cube and you have to find out also the amount of the wood that will be wasted. Okay, so it is said that by wasting minimum quantity of wood a right circular log of wood is made. So what will be the volume of that right circular log of wood and what will be the amount of the wood that will be wasted? You have to find it in terms of meter cube. Is that clear? So let us draw the figure here. Let us draw a rectangular parallel pipette whose cross section is a square, right? So this is a rectangular parallel pipette and the cross section of this rectangular parallel pipette is a square. That means here the base is a square. So यो बेस देखि अझै हामी माथि 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 गएर टप पोर्सन सम्म गयो भने यो के हुन्छ एउटा स्क्वायर भएर जान्छ. ठीक छ? And the length of each side of the square is 14 decimeter. यो के दिएको छ? यो 14 decimeter दिएको छ. This is 14 decimeter. This is also what? This is also 14 decimeter. Now here what is the length of the rectangular parallel pipette? It is 2 meter. That is height of it is 2 meter. Height of it is 2 meter. Now this rectangular parallel pipette is converted into a right circular log of wood by wasting minimum quantity of wood. त अब हामी यहाँ के बनाउँछौं? By wasting minimum quantity of wood, a right circular log of wood is made. And you have to find out the volume of that right circular log of wood in meter cube. Okay, so let us draw a right circular log of wood here. So this is a right circular log of wood. Okay, this is a right circular log of wood, right? This is a right circular log of wood. So this is a right circular log of wood. Okay, so by wasting minimum quantity of wood here, a right circular log of wood is made. Now we have to find out the volume of this right circular log of wood, and also you have to find out the volume of the wood that will be wasted. Okay, Now first of all, in this case, let us find out the volume of the rectangular parallelepiped whose cross section is a square. Okay, so now in this case it is given that length of each side of the square base, length of each side of the square base is equal to what? It is 14 decimeter, which is equal to, now since in this case you have to find out the volume of the cylindrical log of wood and the volume of the wood that will be wasted in meter cube. So you have to convert this decimeter into meter. You know how to convert decimeter into meter. डेसिमिटर देखि मिटर भनेको अलिकति ठुलो युनिटमा जानु पर्यो। त अलिकति ठुलो युनिटमा जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ हामी यो डेसिमिटरलाई 10 ले डिवाइड गर्छौं। That is 14 by 10 is equal to 1.4 decimeter. So I think you have understood it. This is just like your length into breadth. And what is the height? So what is the height of the or length of the parallelepiped? Length of the parallelepiped is equal to 2 meter. Sorry, this one is meter. It is not decimeter. If you divide it by 10, it is converted into meter. Okay, this is 14 decimeter. If it is divided by 10, after 1 there is 1 0. You have to write down decimal point before one figure from the end. That is 1.4, so it is meter. So what is the length of the parallelepiped? That is 2 meter. So what is the volume of the rectangular parallelepiped? So volume of the rectangular parallelepiped is equal to, now in this case the base is a square, that means length is equal to breadth into height, length into breadth into height. Okay, so now it is converted into meter, 1.4 meter. This is also converted into meter, 1.4 meter, right? So what is the volume of the rectangular parallelepiped? It is length into breadth into height. So what is the length out here? 1.4. What is the breadth out here? It is 1.4. And what is the height here? It is 2. So let us multiply it. So it is 1.4 into 2 into 14 is 28. After decimal point there is one figure. You have to write down decimal point before one figure from the end. That is 2.8. Now let us multiply 2.8 by 1.4. So 2.8 into 1.4. So how much is it? 4 8s are 32. 2, 3, 4 2s are 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Then 1 8s are 8. 2 1s are 2. So it is 293. So after decimal point there is one figure. After decimal point there is one figure. 1 plus 1 is 2. You have to write down decimal point before two figures from the end. That is 29 point. So it is 3.92. It is 3.92. What is the unit? Since this is the volume, so it is meter cube. So it is meter cube. Okay. So now this rectangular parallelepiped is converted into a right circular log of wood by wasting minimum quantity of wood. Okay. So here a cylinder is made here by wasting minimum quantity of wood. So what is the base diameter of the cylinder? What is the base diameter of the right circular log of wood? What is the base diameter of the right circular log of wood? It is 1.4 meter. Now you have to find out the volume of the right circular log of wood. It is of cylindrical shape. It is of cylindrical shape. Okay. So now here diameter of the base, diameter diameter of the base of the right circular log of wood, that is diameter of the base of right circular log of wood, diameter of the base of the right circular log of wood is equal to what? It is 1.4 meter. So let us find out its radius. So its radius is equal to 1.4 divided by 2, which is equal to 0.7 meter. So what is its height? Its height is the same as height of the rectangular parallel pipette, that is 2 meter. So therefore height of right circular log of wood is equal to, this is 2 meter. So now let us calculate the volume of the right circular log of wood. So therefore volume of right circular log of wood. So volume of right circular log of wood, it is just like your cylinder, which is equal to, this is pi r square h. Is that clear? So which is equal to, what is pi? Pi is 22 by 7 into what is radius whole square? 0.7 whole square. 0.7 whole square into what is its height? What is the height of the right circular log of wood? It is same as rectangular parallel pipette, which is 2. So which is equal to 22 by 7. 0.7 whole square means 0.7 into 0.7 into 2. So 7 ones are 7, it is 0.1. Okay. So 22 into 1 is 22. After decimal point there is one figure. You have to write down decimal point before one figure from the end. That is 2.2. Into 7 2s are 14. This also 0.7 into is 1.4. Right. So let us multiply them. 1.4 into 2.2. 1.4 into 2.2, right? So 1.4 is multiplied by 2.2. So let us multiply them. So this is 2 4s are 8, 2 1s are 2. Again 2 4s are 8, 2 1s are 2. So 8 0 3. So after decimal point there is one figure. After decimal point there is one figure. 1 plus 1 is 2. So you have to write down decimal point before two figures from the end. That is 3.08. So which is equal to 3.08. What is the unit? That is meter cube. So what is the volume of the right circular log of wood? It is 3.08 meter cube. So in this case you have to calculate what amount of wood will be remained in it. So what amount of wood will be remain in it? That is 3.08 meter cube of wood will be remained in it. So therefore we can write down the answer. Therefore 3.08 meter cube of wood will be remained in it. So we have got the answer for the first part. Okay. So what is the second part that is asked? You have to find out the amount of the wood in meter cube that will be wasted. What amount of wood will be wasted? You have to find it. Okay. Actually, what was the volume of the rectangular parallel pipette? It was 3.92 meter cube. Now, what is the volume of the cylindrical log of wood? It is 3.08 meter cube. So, what amount of wood will be wasted? How can you find it? This volume of the rectangular parallel pipette minus this volume of the right circular log of wood. That will give you the amount of the wood that is wasted. Okay. So, therefore, amount of wood that is wasted, is equal to What was the original volume of the rectangular parallel pipette? It was 3.92. It was 3.92 minus, what is the volume of the right circular log of wood? It is 3.08. It is 3.08. This difference will give you the amount of the wood that will be wasted. Okay, so let us subtract it. 3.92, from 3.92 you have to subtract 3.08. So 3.08. okay, so it is 12 minus 8 is 4, so this is 8 and this is 0, that is 0.84 meter cube of wood will be wasted. That is 0.84 meter cube. So this is the answer. So what amount of wood that is wasted, what will be the amount of the wood that will be wasted is equal to 0.84 meter cube. That is 0.84 meter cube of the amount of the wood will be wasted. Okay, so we have got both the answer here. What amount of wood will be remained in it? 3.08 meter cube of wood will be remained in it. So what will be the volume of the wood that is wasted? It is 0.84 meter cube. So now I think you have understood it. So this is quite complicated. So you can revise it at home. If you revise it at home, it will be easier for you to do the problem. Okay. त आज हामीले 4टा प्रब्लम गर्यौं. सबै अलिक कम्प्लिकेटेड नै छ. त तिमीले घरमा रिभिजन गर्नु सजिलो भइहाल्छ. If you don't understand anything, you can call me, you can ask me, or you can write down the comment. Okay. So this much is for today. In the next online class, we will do from objective type of question paper. So this much is for today.